Sup gamers, Silver Orpheus, and wow, we're definitely very much late on this, but I would definitely like to touch up on the fact that the channel is now 3 years old. Man, where has the time gone? I feel like a completely different human being now because for any of you guys who have seen my Twitter posts, it's definitely mostly nothing but sports now, and don't worry, gaming me is still here on this planet. He has not gone anywhere. It's just the fact that there's just, new hobbies and new things. You gotta test that out. I am also an autistic male, so yeah, I guess that checks out. Anyway, with the channel being 3 years old, you know exactly what that means. I'm gonna be going over with you guys my personal thoughts on every single Let's Play that I have covered up to this point. And I would like to go ahead and start things off with our 5th Let's Play, that being Pikmin. Now, Pikmin, I feel like, is one of my personal favorites if I had to choose one. I'm not going to choose one because I feel like the older my Let's Plays get, the more and more I grow more intolerant of them. And how basic they are, and, well, overall just bad they are compared to everything else that I've been working on. Pikmin is kind of the case of, it's good, but I don't really feel like I've gained much from it other than how exactly to commentate properly. That's kind of the thing that I kind of had to learn from that series. It's not bad by any means, it's just a series that... It's one of those things that I didn't have anything changing tech-wise, and it was also one of those series where I kind of had to focus more on the me than what I'm recording with. Whereas with every other series to this point, with the exception of, I think, Luigi's Mansion and Sonic Colors, I believe, there was at least one form of tech change during that project, and that made that series all the better compared to the last one. And speaking of the next 2 series, Luigi's Mansion, I'd like to go over next. Now, Luigi's Mansion is a series of mine that I feel like my popularity decided to increase a little bit with Luigi's Mansion. Of course, at the tail end of it, that's also when I jumped into live streaming, and that's where the popularity really took off, to the point where I'm probably going to be doing that quite a bit more. It's just, I don't really know what to do with live streaming, or just do whatever the hell I hell damn please with it, which is what I've been doing up to this point, and I think that's probably going to stay the same. Luigi's Mansion, overall, I feel like was pretty good. There were some moments that I feel like could have been done a little better. Oh man, there were some parts of it that absolutely pissed me off, like going after Speedy Spirits and the Golden Mice. That and the Boo Losses fight, which is a fight that already makes me pretty agitated by itself, really pissed me off whenever I recorded it, and that definitely showed. I think overall, Luigi's Mansion, I'd probably put it in the same boat as Pikmin. Not quite as high, but honestly, I feel like I'm starting to go somewhere with these series, and it makes me feel confident with myself, and it makes me feel like I can go through with some plans that I had since the very beginning that I wanted to do for a very long time. I feel like I'm ready for it now. So after Pokemon Crystal and all that stuff concludes, we're going to be going into a brand new one. That's going to be fun. Very much so. In fact, I'm actually thinking of elevating it to Let's Play number 9, just because I think I'm that much ready for it. But who knows? There might be something else in the wait. And finally, this year we have Sonic Colors. Quite possibly my least favorite of all the new stuff, and it's still incomplete. I have still yet to do the multiplayer stuff. That's something I've been saying that I was going to be doing all break, but alas, it never came to be, mostly because there have been things like getting Neodagon into Xenoblade, and all sorts of other things going on, like my sports life. Yeah, that's crazy. As for Sonic Colors as a whole, I felt like I had very little room. This is kind of going back to what I just explained with Pikmin and Luigi's Mansion to a little bit of an extent. with those two series, I felt like I could build up the confidence to talk about everything that I needed to in the moment, and I felt like I could do that pretty well. Whereas with Sonic Colors, there was so little time I could do that because of just how fast-paced the game is. That is not docking the game itself. That is docking the fact that Sonic games are probably amongst one of the least less playable games that I have definitely done up to this point. And it definitely shows the difference of how I function by myself versus how Players Press Start functions, because that channel has dealt with two Sonic games by this point, whereas my channel has only dealt with one. And I feel like the Adventure series as a whole is a lot more less playable than something like Colors. So that brings us to the new project, Pokemon Crystal, which is still ongoing. The series is about 2/3 to halfway done. Thank goodness, because I'll just say right now that series has kind of kicked my ass since the beginning, and we've only just really begun. And I've been waiting to get this out of the way before I can even start, so I think it's about time we finally cast the shell off and start doing some Pokemon Crystal. And I think with that, that's gonna about do us for this anniversary. I feel like year 3 was certainly my favorite of all the years so far because of all the development. Our popularity has doubled due to live streaming, which, by the way, feel free to follow me on if you haven't already. There are still things that I have yet to do, like Xenoblade 2 streams and Pokemon Legends Arceus stuff. But in the end, I feel satisfied. And I'm looking forward to continuing. Anyway, this is Silver Orpheus, and here's to a great year 4. See you guys next time.